Off. This one's quite big. I got this one late this morning, so I haven't had a chance to pass this off to anyone to read, so you have to listen to me talk. So there's no birthdays, no anniversaries. We've got some positive recognition of Sean. He's done some high quality prep work on the skippers. You've all been working that, you've seen he's always prepped quite well. Just want to call that out, how well that's been going. And Sunday night, 3 crews, 3 bowls, 2 cranes, 1 back, communication on site, make sure all was where it needed to be, at the right time, the top shelf, allowing for a smooth night and all works to be completed safely, besides the pole not being wrapped, all good for that. Toolbox summary, Seb's not here again, so we have to catch up with switching mentors because we keep missing out on the switching summary on this side, so it's not good enough anymore. Just sort something out there. We've got 4 incidents. You guys happy for me to run through it like this a bit quicker? There's just a bit going on. We've got 4 incidents to go through. First one, truck damage from Reese while driving. A glide hit the front of the truck, causing plastic guard to break. There's no fixes on that. It's an accident occurred in front of a truck. It is what it is. You can't avoid that. Josh Blanks, broken Telstra wire, gliding EWP down a narrow driveway. He was aware of an overhead service, a Telstra service, and he was watching it. From where he was standing, it looked like the highest point of the EWP cleared the Telstra wire. Turns out he was wrong. He turned his attention to some low-hanging trees, hooked the Telstra wire and pulled it off the house. He rolled it up and reattached it to the house. So again, we're always going under services, keep an eye out. He did miss it, he said he knew about it and just made a mistake. His depth perception was off, he was saying. Unwrapped pole. This is one I was talking about. A small piece of concrete. You guys can see that, we'll read this one. Small piece of concrete was found on the flatbed truck in the morning that had fallen off an old pole loaded the night before. It's easy to miss stuff like this in the dark. Night job. Just wrap the poles a bit better if they are damaged. We can't be driving back. We don't want a piece of concrete falling off and hitting a car. So just better inspection of the pole prior to loading and wrap. Complete pole in plastic if damage to be found. And the last event from Seb, while working, attempted to answer a call, dropped his phone. Take care when using mobile phone at work. If you don't have a hard case, come see me, we'll get you one on your phone. They cost quite a bit of money, we have to pay for them still to get replaced. Everybody see that pole? Won't spend much time on that, everybody knows what's going on. We made a mistake, we can't have that happening. If you need cling wrap, see me, see C6, see Mark, just talk to someone. I think even you got some wrap on yours as well, don't you now?
Oh,
yeah. So yard logistics, all the trucks, tippers and units must be parked out the back block. You've seen the work that's happened out there. They can no longer be parked in the centre. Middle block's an exclusion zone when unloading the stores. The stores come twice a week. If you do see the stores being unloaded, it is an exclusion zone, stay away. Cones will be placed on the back shed doors. Is that correct, Brent?
Yeah,
some
or
cones on?
just shut the shed doors.
Yep. So you see that, just stay away.
What happened if we're at the back already and they rock up?
Then you have to
Stay
stay
the
on
night.
the back block.
Now, Green will come and see you. He'll let you know. You'll see it come in. Green will try to coordinate it a bit. Stores, trucks, how long do they take to unload? 15, 20 minutes, if that?
Yeah. Or you just get in the hole up for a minute and you can drive back through or walk back through if you need to get out of there straight away.
The small general waste bin will no longer be used for any rubbish.
It's gone, so it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter? Alright.
So it's only the large general roll-on, roll-off bin that's there, or the
Yep.
bins that are located at the site here.
Alright.
If we need more bins, we can get more.
The cardboard bins at the back as well.
Yeah.
Please remember to put the correct material in the correct bins. Schedule 9 and 10 permits leading up to bushfire season will be accessed on your tough book. I don't actually know where to find them. It's got to be advised on it, so I'll let you know about that.
when it comes closer, we'll run through it.
Yep.
You know where you go clicking. At the moment, the current one's not on there, even though they've sent them out paper form. But we'll let you know. I think there's about 2 or 3 things you got to click before you get it. They've got all of them on there from past years. I told them to archive them just so if you have to go look for them, there's the ones right in front of you instead of like scrolling through every dated one. So
Yep. So Mark will get you on that one. 2022 payroll calendar sitting on the corner of my desk there. If you guys want a copy, just got all the it's got all their public holidays, RDOs, paydays, all the other stuff that you guys need to know. Check out Australia Day next year as well. I think if you take Tuesday off, you'll get half a week off as well. Monday's the RDO, so get your annual leave in soon if you want that. That'll be good growth. Walk to raise funds for Cancer Council. Did everybody see Cobbs' email about walking this Sunday for Evan? Reply to Cobbs if you're going to do it. I'm going to do it. See how we go. Test out the new foot. If you can't, donate some money. It'd be good to catch up with Evan if you want to do it. EA discussion points. I sent out an email. I'm not going to read through the whole EA email. I did send it last week. Quite a long email. If you guys have any questions, anything, or you didn't read it, it's up to you guys if you want to read it or not. I'm on the bargaining team. I'll sit in the bargaining team. I will take notes and I will send this out after every meeting. Let me know if you want me to bring up anything. I can bring anything to the table. I'm not representing you guys. I'm not allowed to unless you guys ask me to. But I do sit next to the union and listen to what they're saying so I can pass back information as well. We've got a heap of safety alerts. So pole, trailer, safety signs, returning stove pole from the job site. The site board attaching in the stove pole was discovered lost in transit. Prior to leaving the job site, the driver of the heavy vehicle confirmed that the sign was placed using the correct method, the 16mm bolts. Investigation confirmed that metal fatigue was the root cause of the sign being lost and evidence provided. You see there, it's just gone. That's not ideal at all. That bounced into somebody's vehicle. No injuries were reported, so it's just disappeared. Required action, mostly probably you, Mick, is just to inspect, have a bit of a look. It's metal fatigue caused that issue. Next time you put one on, just check the hours, run your eyes over at you, anybody that's any lining. Just confirm we don't have any damage on ours. Electric shock from a Form 6 recloser control box at 10:34 am Monday 11th of October. A 4-year apprentice from Recloser Workshop was working as part of a 2-person crew at Woodside Sub to receive an electric shock while working in a Form 6 recloser control box. That one there. After making the area safe, the shock was immediately reported to the leader. The employee was taken to hospital, assessed and remained under observation for an hour and a half. The apprentice was released to Lauriston Hospital. So the learnings risk assessment failed to identify the second source of in-feed. So we don't do a lot of work on these reclosers, but because of electric shock, thought we'd read it out. Worker must identify and prove dead any possible source of in-feed to the work area as part of the isolation process. Employee suffered, not suffered any ill effect from electric shock. So yeah, obviously if you guys are working anything like that, you're going to be pretty careful because we don't do that at all. So. Third party vehicle accident Monday again, 11th of October. SA Planet's worker was in a light utility vehicle. He was involved in an accident. So the incident occurred while the Saturn worker was stationary at traffic lights. The third party vehicle was travelling in a westerly direction towards the Saturn vehicle when it believed the driver lost control of his vehicle and impacted the driver's side. Quite a significant injury, ripped the tray off and everything. So not much you can do about that. Poor bloke was just sitting there, minding his own business. SAP Networks driver activated the in-vehicle monitoring system, the IVMS, which alerted NOC that an emergency system was required. The NOC identified the name of the driver, contact details, and alerted the workers leaders. So that's an example of why you need to log in correctly. If he was hurt, they wouldn't have known who was driving that vehicle. So that passed back to NOC who was driving. If Matt had an accident, Matt would have been told, and then Campbell Cobbs would have been called within 5-10 minutes. Just helps. That's why you need to do a perfect example. The leader was able to contact the injured worker. Ambulance was arranged to attend site. SAP Networks worker was taken to ambulance hospital for medical checks and placed under observation before being discharged that night. So it was alright, but perfect example of why the IVMS is important and why we've got to use it correctly.
Did that alarm automatically, or did he hit the panic button?
It says SAP Networks driver activated the IVMS, but it's supposed to go off automatically. Don't know, it looks not so much of a head-on accident. It looks like it skinned aside and taken out the tray, I don't know. So that's the They're the alerts, blown Torah on EWP. So yeah, CTI, or driving EWP along Copley to Bummer Road, I don't know. Dirt Road approximately at 70-80 kilometers per hour. The driver's out of tyre blew, causing the driver to lose control for a short period of time before bringing it to a complete stop. After closer look, they discovered that the valve was still left in the tyre, so I wasn't aware of this. No valve should be left in the tyre while I've got air CTI on these trucks. So maybe when you leave here, just do a walk around your trucks, make sure there's no valves left in. They're unsure whether it was a flat tyre and the crews changed it, or it was a mistake from Bridgestone, but no valves should be left in a heavy vehicle tyres. Missing that wouldn't be 80k blowout front tyre. Could have been a lot worse. So just go for a walk around, check your tyres. If you've got any issues, just report it to fleet. 16-hour rule breached. So a clear standby crew worked a normal day. So this is where it gets confusing. Even reading this, I can get confused. So I understand where you guys get confused. So clear standby crew worked a normal day, had a 4-hour break, and then received an after hours call out at 21:20. Returned home at 1:45 in the morning, 00:45, or 1:45, sorry. The crew then received a further call at 3:30 and worked until 5:30, assuming they had 8 hours of work left. This resulted in the crews working half an hour, 16.5 hours in a 24-hour period, so half an hour over. A standard work day is 8.5 hours, including a lunch break, and as lunch is less than a 4-hour break, it must be counted as continuous time. The max OT after standard day is 7.5 hours. The crews were unaware they'd gone over the 16 hours, so they didn't even know themselves. Tool board discussion to highlight fatigue management hours, reinforce discuss hours with duty officers. So that's why we've got duty officers here. If you guys are working your own shore, just put it back on the duty officers. They can sit there and work it out and let you know. So only half an hour over, but still, it's still gone out to the whole business. A couple more. Load busters. So load buster tool was introduced in 2012, sorry. Could be used for all S&C SMU 20 devices or equivalent load buster operable devices from other suppliers. In the past 12 months, there have been some safety incidents involving liquid interrupters, which has emphasised the need to move away from the old technology, commence using load busters where possible. The use of the tool has not been widely adopted, which is the case here. I know you guys don't use it. I didn't use it. There'll be some confusion as to which devices can be operated. So there's a printout of all the devices you can use. I think with that thing that can run the safety meeting, you guys are pretty right. You know what devices we can and can't use. It's just saying if you've got the option to use a load buster, to use the load buster from now on. I can print this out. I can give you a copy if you want, but I think you guys are right with that.
Just a question, I mean, the interrupters when we're keeping the stores don't need to keep as many because you're going to be using those more.
I wouldn't get rid of them just yet.
No, we'll still keep some, but
Yeah.
I used to keep 4 cartons, like just keep 2 cartons there.
I'll probably keep 4 because these are only work on the newest DF, so the guys will still probably be using majority interrupters, but this is more so just to let them know to use them where they can. Last one, switching incident number 478 involved the failure of an 11 kV horizontal load switch. Someone there, I don't know if you guys remember it. Universal joint connecting the drive rod to the switching mech only had a single bolt in the operating rod, which allowed the joint to split open when a large force was applied. You guys inspect all these before you operate them. Everyone's aware. We've done it to death. You know, air rate gives you too much grief, just stop. You don't want to snap it. With this one, the operating rod pivoted on the lower joint and fell into the crossarm below. The approved design was supposed to have 2 bolts, this one only had a single one, and it was a defect from the supplier. So there's still some out there, they reckon. I don't know how you can really see that from the ground, but again, just be cautious when operating these. That one looks relatively new. Cool, that's all I got. I'll try to get through that a bit quickly, guys, because it's massive. You guys have any questions? Anything you want to bring up?
Nick raised it when I took that picture of the hole on the trailer, but it was over 25 by the foot. Now it's a bit hard when you're going, I don't know what's the difference between imperial and metric when you're taking and changing the pole. That's on your Brighton Road job. As soon as it's overhanging on the unit, it's not classed as a safe load. You can get, if you've got a cop that knows what he's doing, he can pull you over. The cop will massive fine for it. I don't know how you So that's probably gonna be changing the new 095, 905 poles for the old ones, and you don't know exactly how.
Cut it in half.
The 905 fits on perfect. I think the WA, I think is like an imperial measurement and it's about a foot longer.
Yeah, right.
But we're not allowed to have any overhang on that unit at all.
Yep.
Because that's already maxed out from the axle to the end of the truck.
Yep.
So we'll have to cut it off or get some other way to go. Get on the headboard.
Angle it. Yeah,
It's only a full over, but the cop, no,
Yeah.
what he's on about, the last few ones that sort of fine.
Yeah, well, it would be the driver that gets the fine,
Yeah.
so it's like you guys, don't do it, just take your time. Call your six.
Other one as well is not really Lonnie's here, but there's a job gonna be late November. They're currently requesting if we can do one of the nights on a Saturday night, which is pretty crap. But I'm gonna put out expressions of interest to see if we can get enough people to do it. So I'll put it up on the board, and if you could let it, chuck your name on if you're interested sooner than later, so we can work it out.
Is that in addition to the week? Okay.
Cheers.
Did we receive Renty's email about Claire, 14 TSWs, to go away for the week? I'm not sure if he's got all his names yet, he said he didn't, but, just respond to Renty as soon as possible. It's a paper cruise. Cool, anything else? Sweet as.